And I would like to, every time, I'm going live 4 times today. And this time I would like to talk a little bit more about what is in my mind than what you see on the paper or on top of my face. So let's call this like a digital dreams. First of all, uh, if you think about light, which makes us see the world, we understand that light is made out of frequencies and that there is no such thing like a color. And then we are even aware that there are not only one frequency, but much more, and most of those that we cannot see are actually the frequencies we feel or know, but we cannot perceive. It takes us a little bit humble, and understanding the complexity of nature is beyond our control. And as human beings, I believe we are a little bit scared of anything that we cannot control. Therefore, if you call something red and you claim it red, you have to be aware that such thing as red does not exist and cannot exist in reality, because what we call the red light in physics, we all know that is just a response of a certain kind of frequency value that reads as that red light into our brain and not nowhere else. So division of light is purely theoretical, and in practical world we don't even think about it because we take things for granted. And the moment we start kind of understanding or analyzing what is behind the light, we probably enter into the zone of speculation, and we entire encounter the tons of issues that comes as a puzzle kind of color light frequency absorbed by objects, translated into energy and into temperature, and so on and so forth, an endless kind of loop of events that kind of drive us nowhere, to the back to the beginning where we start our journey usually. So digital light comes from the inside of the screen, and if I may say, it resembles our mind's vision, something that is not from the outside, but something that is kind of produced by the brain, this kind of produced by the electronics. And also this space, the inner space, the virtual space, operates using same conceptual framework as dreams or mental space, meaning that virtual games offer indication for dimensions, not the true dimensions that are completed by your mind eye. In the dream is the same thing. The Cartesian grid exists here to help us navigate the space, left, right, up, down, closer, forward, and so on. But it doesn't exist in a mental space. So there is some interesting relationship in without mental and digital light, the mental and digital space, where we have to abandon the law of physics, cause and consequence, Cartesian grid of predictabilities, and so on and so forth. It makes us very scary to kind of even think of the inner vision and anything that almost makes the language impossible to explain what is truly going on. Therefore, speaking of imaginary light is like speaking of imaginary beings, and it probably only creative people are brave enough to handle the topic. So let's call this like an interesting point of accessing the systems of multidimensional thought that corresponds to multidimensional illumination of the mind. So if our mind does not create any specific light or any specific reference point, instead it generates a system without coordinates portions, our reference to real space is completely lost, defragmented and dislocated. But somehow our mind still finds a way and sends out of dreams and digital games. So uh, to conclude, uh, encountering technology, encountering these new toys that allows us to see our inner mind, probably allows us to, for the first time, encounter something that was kind of just suspected to exist. And maybe we have now technology, we have now these tools that we don't know how to use. Because today I started my day with working. The journey of divination, the day one, was dedicated to technology and the problems of it. And what we experienced, what I experienced today, was just a frustration with it. Half of the day was wrong. Nothing was working properly. I couldn't even figure out how to live stream from my iPhone and try all the things, because like YouTube is not, in good relationship probably with the Mac and Apple. So everyone wants to take advantage of everything, and they split the standards, communities, and so on. So you end up kind of being mixed, looking for some kind of solution. In the meantime, I'm here wired and kind of tangled into trillions of cables, speaking on the microphone, looking at the screen, in front of the camera, live feed on internet, the live feed into the arena, into the community building, but still kind of it looks like I'm connected with some kind of ropes, and kind of I will feel much more free and if I were able just to say what I think, not looking at all these things around me. So I hope technology stops being this mechanical prosthetic and opens itself to access the mind. The dangers that we're going to encounter of accessing the power of computation is really kind of in the hands of us, people who are different, probably will use this technology differently, and we can speculate that everything might be used for good and not for good. So I'm afraid that if this kind of thinking ends in the hands of people that think differently, we are going to be kind of taken for a ride as humanity. But let's hope that there are some conscious people of goodwill out there that will be of interest and have a little bit of power and consciousness to keep technology in their hands for good. And tonight we're going to have a conversation on will technology kill us? Yeah, the question is, like almost ironic. We can laugh or just be serious, whatever it is, but the answers are probably multiple, because it's not about living or killing. It's about addictions. It's about does technology take the life of us, or it brings the life? Let's see what happened tonight. There will be a couple interesting people here. Tim will join, and some of friends. I hope we're going to make it to Richmond at 7:45. We start first evening, first live, first conversation about technology tonight. If you have any questions, you are interested and free, you live in a neighborhood, we will be delighted to see you tonight. Have fun and discuss these subjects. Until then, stay well. Tomorrow is another day, and let's see. Today with technology, tomorrow with reality. Uh, Salute from Tower of Richmond, the divination, day one. Feels good. Still adapting to the space. Not totally kind of at my zone yet, but getting there. Uh, Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna start truly feeling myself and keep you updated. Every 2 hours from the tower, every odd hour, I'll be live casting, and you can check it out like in a 20-second delay at YouTube and Google Hangouts. All the best. Kind regards, the Sagar from the Tower of Divination, Richmond Cultural Center.